Hi guys, Mrs. Sharon again. I've got another book to read for you guys. It's called $2, One Wallet. George was an ordinary dollar bill who lived in the leather wallet of a school janitor named Mr. Juan Carlos. He didn't like being alone. He tried to talk to the photo ID, but the ID was too shy. "Who turned on the lights?" said George as Mr. Juan Carlos opened the wallet. George felt something cold and hard touch his fluffy hair. It was a coin. "Please don't wake my baby. I just got him to sleep," yelped a soft voice. "Sorry," said George, blushing. The Sacagawea coin was shiny gold and beautiful. George felt smelly and wrinkled compared to Sacagawea. "I'm sorry, I yelled at you. You look beat up and crumpled," said Sacagawea, "but you look familiar." "I was the first president," said George. "But I've been around the country a lot. It's kind of a funny story." "I love funny stories," she said. "I was born in Washington, D.C. at the United States Bureau of Engraving and Printing. A huge machine printed me. I was put in a bag on a bed of my brother's. The next thing I knew, I was at a bank. A little girl got me out of the bank. She traded me for a chocolate-sprinkled donut. The donut maker spent me on a dance game at the arcade. Then the arcade cashier took me to a dog bakery where I got wet and slobbery. Being slid into the claw machine at the toy store hurt, but I won a huge pink bunny. Next, I was used to buy some new underwear at a dollar store. It was rather embarrassing. I visited the zoo where I saw a penny get squished flat. I hope Mr. Lincoln is okay. After that, I was used to buy a raffle ticket at a school carnival. I was given his change when someone bought a hot dog. You see this? George looked at the stain on his shoulder. Mustard. I survived the washing machine, although it made me dizzy. So hanging in the sun felt like a vacation, said George. Then Mr. Juan Carlos put me in his wallet. Wow, that's an amazing story, she said. It's very nice to meet you, she smiled at him. I'm famous because I helped the explorers Lewis and Clark find their way to the Pacific Ocean. My story is shorter than yours. The Tooth Fairy traded me for a tooth. A nice little girl named Violet put me in her pocket. But there was a hole and I fell out. I stayed on the cold playground until Mr. Juan Carlos picked me up. And here I am. I cannot tell a lie, said George. It's nice to finally meet a friend. Suddenly, the wallet opened and George felt a tug. He's being taken out of the wallet. No, yelled George. Goodbye, George. But she felt herself move too. Mr. Juan Carlos put them in Violet's hand. She smiled at Sacagawea and George, and they both wondered where their adventure would take them next. And the authors were a bunch of children from a school.